What if I told you that you could stop working abroad years earlier than you ever thought possible and still live comfortably even back home in the Philippines? Imagine this. You're no longer waking up to the sound of an alarm clock. No more homesickness. No more counting the days until your next vacation leave. Instead, you're enjoying mornings with your family, running your own small business, or maybe traveling because you want, not because you have to. That's the dream behind the FIRE movement, or financial independence, retire early. But here's the thing. The FIRE movement started in Western countries like the US, where salaries and investments are different. So can Filipinos and OFWs really make it work? Oh yes, they can. And today, we'll talk about how you can use the FIRE strategy as an OFW to design a life of freedom, not just survival. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's dive into the FIRE strategy for OFW's financial independence, retire early. So what is the FIRE movement? Let's start with the basics. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. It's a lifestyle and financial strategy built around one main goal: to save and invest aggressively while you're young so that one day your money works for you instead of you working for money. It's not just about retiring early, it's about freedom. Freedom to choose how to spend your time. Freedom to live where you want. Freedom to work because you love it, not because you're forced to. Now, FIRE has a few popular types. Number 1, lean FIRE. You live a simple lifestyle with minimal expenses, perfect for people who prefer low-cost living or retiring in the provinces. Second is fat FIRE. You save and invest enough to maintain a more comfortable lifestyle, to travel, to have a nice home, to have good healthcare. Third is barista FIRE. You reach a partial financial independence, but still work part-time or run a small business you enjoy. Fourth is coast FIRE. You enjoy early and let your investments grow enough so that even if you stop contributing, your future retirement is already secured. So the FIRE concept is flexible. It's not all or nothing. You can design it to fit your own goals and Filipino lifestyle. But here's the challenge. Western FIRE advocates often earn $70,000 to $100,000 a year. Meanwhile, many OFWs earn between $800 to $3,000 a month. So how do you adapt FIRE to that? Let's find out. Before we jump into the how, let's face the reality first. Being an OFW is not easy. You work long hours, you're far from home, you send money to support family, pay debts, and build a better future. But often that future feels like it's always delayed. The truth is, many OFWs struggle to save, even after years abroad. Let's look at 3 common reasons why. First is the padala trap. You're the family hero, so everyone relies on you. Tuition fees, medical bills, birthdays, emergencies, all go to you. Result? Your savings account never grows. Second, lifestyle inflation. You finally earn in dollars or dirhams, and naturally, you want to enjoy it, but buy nice things. Treat yourself or upgrade your lifestyle. Nothing wrong with that, but if expenses grow as fast as income, your wealth never compounds. Third is no long-term plan. Many OFWs think they'll save when they go home, but without a clear system, it's easy to spend years abroad with little to show for it. Now here's where FIRE can flip that story, because FIRE gives structure. It gives you a plan, not just hope. Instead of saying, bahala na, you say, I'll retire by 45 with 10 million pesos in assets. That is the power of FIRE thinking. So how do you apply FIRE to the Filipino and OFW lifestyle? Let's build a step-by-step roadmap, adapted for our culture, our salaries, and our values. Here is what I call the Filipino FIRE formula. Step 1. Know your FIRE number. Your FIRE number is how much money you need to retire and live off your investments. The formula is simple. FIRE number is equal to annual expenses times 25. That's based on the 4% rule, which assumes you can safely withdraw 4% of your total investments each year to live on. Let's say you want to live comfortably in the Philippines on 40,000 pesos a month. That's 480,000 a year. Times 25 is equals to 12 million pesos. So if you build 12 million pesos in investments that generate income through dividends, rentals, or passive returns, you can technically retire early. Now, for some OFWs, 12 million pesos might sound impossible, but here's where compounding comes in. Start investing early and let compounding work. Let's say you're 30 years old and can invest 20,000 pesos a month. You find an investment that earns around 8% per year. For example, stock index funds, REITs, or mixed portfolios. In 15 years, that 20,000 pesos monthly becomes 8.3 million. In 20 years, 14.7 million. Now imagine if you can increase it slightly or invest your bonuses, you'll reach your FIRE number before 50, and that's the real power of compound growth. Even small, consistent investments beat waiting for a big break. Step 3. Live below your means, even abroad. These ones tough but essential. Many OFWs say, ang hirap mag-save, ang dami kong sinusuportahan. But remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help your family forever if you never secure yourself first. Set a rule, like I'll send 30% to family, save and invest 30%, and live on the rest. Even small discipline creates huge results over time. Step 4. Build multiple income streams. FIRE isn't just about saving, it's about creating income that never stops. Here are examples perfect for OFWs. REITs, or real estate investment trusts. You invest in property companies that pay you dividends quarterly or even monthly. Stocks. Blue chip companies in the Philippines or abroad, just like Jollibee, Ayala, or US ETFs. Digital side hustles like online freelancing, content creation, or e-commerce that can continue even after returning home. Next is rental property, like a small condo or apartment that brings in monthly income. Franchise or provincial business, from water refilling stations to car wash or laundry shops, but only when you're ready and can manage remotely. Each income source adds a leg to your FIRE foundation. Step 5. Plan your exit strategy. What does retire early mean for you? For some, it's age 50. For others, it's when passive incomes equal current salary. So, create a target timeline. Like in 5 years, you're going to be debt-free. 10 years, you have 5 million in assets. 15 years, you've got passive income wherein it's equal to your monthly salary. In 20 years, you have full financial independence. You'll be surprised how realistic this becomes once you have a clear map. So let's make it real. Here are examples based on patterns from OFWs to show how FIRE can work in different situations. Case 1. Maria, who's a nurse in the UK. She earns £2,500 a month, and after expenses, she saves £800 monthly. She invests 50,000 pesos monthly in a mix of Philippine index funds and REITs. After 15 years, she accumulates around 10 million pesos. Her investments generate 35,000 pesos per month in passive income, and she also buys a duplex in Cavite, renting out both units for 25,000 pesos monthly. By 45, her total passive income reaches 60,000 pesos per month, enough to cover her lifestyle in the Philippines. Result, Maria achieves lean FIRE. Case 2. Leo. engineer in Saudi, wherein he earns 12,000 Saudi riyals per month or 180,000 pesos. He supports family but also saves aggressively, 60,000 pesos per month. He invests in US ETFs like S&P 500, REITs, and a small food cart business managed by his cousin. By age 42, his investments reach 15 million pesos, earning roughly 600,000 yearly in dividends and growth. He doesn't fully retire. Instead, he opens a small mechanical shop back home. That's Barista Fire, financial independence with flexible work. Case 3. The couple in Singapore, wherein they both work in IT and the combined income is 9,000 Singaporean dollars or 375,000 pesos. They live simply, save 40% of income and invest in both Philippine and global assets. After 12 years, they have 20 million pesos invested. They plan to move back to Cebu, where their living cost is only 70,000 pesos per month. Their investments generate 80,000 to 100,000 monthly in returns. That is Fat FIRE, achieved at 45. These examples show that FIRE isn't just a fantasy. It's math, discipline, patience, and smart investing. By the way, this is not financial advice. If you try to invest on stocks, REITs, business, and also ETFs and index funds, make sure to make your own research before you invest your hard-earned money. And if you don't mind, drop a comment down below where you're watching this video so that I would know how far this video has reached. Also, if you don't mind sharing it to friends who actually wants to learn about investing for OFWs, that would be great. Now going back. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, our Filipino culture. We love helping family. It's part of who we are. But sometimes it becomes a burden that blocks financial growth. Here's how to balance utang na loob with financial independence. First is you have to educate your family. Don't just send money, send knowledge. Teach them about budgeting, saving, and investing. If you can help them become financially literate, you multiply your impact. Second is set boundaries with love. You can say, I want to keep helping, but I also need to prepare for my future so I can support you long term. It's not selfish, it's sustainable giving. Third is avoid one-day millionaire syndrome. When you go home, don't feel pressured to prove success through spending. Your true success is when your money keeps working even when you stop. Fourth is find a community. Join OFW investment groups or FIRE-minded communities, or join and subscribe this channel so that you could learn some more tips and tricks on how to retire early and what investments to make, and being surrounded by people with the same goals keep you accountable and inspired. Now let's go practical. Where should OFWs actually invest to achieve FIRE? Here are 5 core options. First is stock index funds or ETFs. For example, Philippine Equity Index Funds or US ETFs like VOO or VT. Average return, 7 to 10% yearly. It's great for long-term growth. Second is REITs. Examples is A-REIT, M-REIT, C-REIT, AGNC, EFC. Pays dividends quarterly or even monthly, 5 to 10% returns, perfect for passive income. Third is Pag-ibig MP2, government-backed, 6 to 7% average annual return, and these are ideal for beginners and low-risk investors. Fourth is mutual funds or UITFs. These are managed funds for those who want professional handling. Fifth is real estate rentals. This is for long-term appreciation plus monthly rent. And this is best for those planning to retire in the Philippines. The key is to diversify. Mix growth assets, wherein stocks, and income assets like real estate or REITs. FIRE is more than a formula, it's a mindset revolution. You're not just saving money, you're buying freedom. Every peso you save and invest is one day closer to hugging your kids without worrying about the next contract renewal. Every investment is a seed that grows into peace of mind. The earlier you start, the more powerful your compounding becomes, and the more time you gain to live life on your terms. So let's paint the picture. Imagine 10 years from now, you're back in the Philippines, waking up to the sound of birds instead of traffic. You walk your kids to school, you check your phone, your investments just paid another dividend. You're not retired, you're free. That's what FIRE offers OFWs. Not instant wealth, not magic, just a roadmap built on patience, consistency, and purpose. Remember, you don't need a huge income, you need discipline. You don't need luck, you need a plan. And you don't need to sacrifice your family, you just need to teach them to walk the journey with you. Because the goal of FIRE isn't just to stop working, it's to live fully with freedom, dignity, and purpose. So, to all OFWs watching this, your sacrifices are valid, your dreams are possible, and your time is coming. Start your FIRE journey today, because financial independence isn't just for the rich. It's for every Filipino who dares to plan, save, and invest. So one day they can finally come home. And guys, if you can do me a huge favor, if you could just hit that like button, also press the subscribe button so that you won't miss any videos that I am going to make in the future, and share to your friends and family who needs to know how to invest and how to retire early. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!